questions, or Mr. Mohammed, who's leading our MyU platform there, especially if you have like a tech issue with the platform or a glitch. And then all of our leadership are there. So your principals are there, your assistant principals are there. And if you don't know who to reach out to, definitely reach out to Mohammed. Mohammed can be your first point of contact, and he's the one that can help kind of direct you and orient you to where you need to go. So I'll start with that. As we've started every new hire meeting so far this year, I want to open up if there's any specific questions about kind of the current status of the region. I'll say that many of us at ACA are still within Kuwait, and many of us are outside of Kuwait. Our academic school year has officially ended for the year. We concluded the year online right at the end of May. And during that time, many of our staff left, and also know that many of our staff remain in Kuwait, as your staff housing is there all year round. And then other than that, our SAMA staff, which is our staff that we share with our company, meaning HR, IT, housing, some of our district staff, they work 12 months a year. So they are not just there in Kuwait, but working there in Kuwait and there to help you and answer any questions you have. We know that Kuwait has been in the news as of recent. We continue to pray for the region, pray for the safety of the country and those around us. Just to have one note here that I think is nice to have in specifics, you know that our airport, Kuwait Airport, has certainly been in the news. And it's important to note that Kuwait has multiple terminals to the airport. Specifically, we have about 5 working terminals usually. And of those 5 terminals, they operate different airlines. So to date, currently right now, we know that Terminal 4 and Terminal 5 have always been open since the initial opening of the airport. They operate our Kuwait Airways and Jazeera Airways, more of our Kuwait National Airways airlines. And those have been operating still and continue to operate this day. Terminal 4 was our international terminal that hosts a lot of other airlines, and that is the terminal that was in the news this past week. So I want to say to you that it's always good to know the kind of word on the ground, which is I think things are still operating in a cautious but normal manner, knowing that as Kuwait operates, it has different levels of safety. Currently in Kuwait, we still have everybody, physically going to work each day. People are doing everything normally within the country, with still the cautionary understanding that if something was to escalate, we would move into a different level of safety. But we're not at that point at the time. And I say that not to scare you, but I say it because ACA's main priority always is keeping people safe and ensuring that you have information from a reliable source. I always think this, and Kuwait says it all the time, and everyone in the world should say it now, but always getting our news from reliable sources is important, and I think that's my news blurb. Is there any questions before we launch into our ACA portion of this? Is there any questions I can answer specifically about something you're worried about the news, something you're worried about with how it will affect ACA? At this time, we don't have any additional information about new hires and anything changing. So I'll say at this juncture, Mohammed Wala and the HR team are working to get your visas issued. I know most of you have your visas issued, not most. Some of you have your visas issued, and that process continues. And flights, we'll begin booking flights in just a little bit. It's typically even out of our cycle not to book them just yet. So once we get that cycle continuing, that will continue as normal. Lisa. Lisa, you might be muted.
Sorry about that. I'm not putting my camera on. I've got a dental emergency, so I'm not fit for camera. So
don't worry.
That. Yeah, okay. I just had a question. Has there ever been a case where the schools had to actually close in the past?
So close as in not operate at all, or close as in like
exactly.
Online?
Completely closed, not to shipped online.
No, I don't believe that we've been in that situation before. In my understanding, no, we haven't been in a place where we have completely closed. You mean like in a critical manner? Like certainly the school will close. Yep. No, we've not seen a critical closure beyond things that happen like sandstorm days or things like this where the school will close, or, kind of anecdotal days. But no, from a safety perspective, the school has never physically completely closed its doors or not operated.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, I will say this, the principals are here in the chat, so throughout this whole meeting, please know you can put things in the chat. People will answer your questions in the chat. Today's agenda is twofold. The first 30 minutes, we are lucky to have our curriculum and instruction team with us, and we thought they could talk a little bit about our LMS, which is our learning management system, and kind of what that's going to look like for new hires and curriculum. And then the second portion of our live event today will be with HR. Ms. Walla and her team are here to answer any of your HR questions. So please, if you have questions about HR, hold those off until the second part. If you have questions about curriculum and instruction, we're going to introduce Mr. Shahid Carter. He is our Director of Curriculum and Instruction for ACA, and Ms. Muna Salama is our Curriculum Coordinator for the district as well. So I welcome both of you to the meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Claire. It's good to see you all, even if it's virtually. I just started my summer vacation, so I just literally arrived in Jordan a couple hours ago. So I drove from Kuwait, so that was a fun experience. But very rested and very happy to be here. Muna, are you here?
I'm here, Shahid. Hi, everyone.
Okay. So we prepared a little bit more of a comprehensive presentation, Dr. Claire. We also talk about education in the presentation, but we just talk about what we do as a department in general and everything that we have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we are the Curriculum Instruction Department at ACA. Our department is composed of myself, Shahid, Director of Curriculum Instruction, Muna, who's our Curriculum Coordinator and also responsible for professional development. We also have Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim, who is our Knowledge Center Supervisor, and Ms. Humaira Khan, who is the Secretary of the department and handles a lot of the troubleshooting issues. So we are a small department serving a lot of people. But we work very hard to make sure that we get you what you need. All right, so in this presentation, we're going to talk about what our written curriculum is. We're going to talk about our learning management system, EduNation. We're going to talk about resources and ed technology, ed tech, assessment, and professional learning. All right, let's talk about our written curriculum. Okay, so the first thing is our curriculum is based off of the Minnesota version of the Common Core curriculum for social studies, for math, and for English. Okay, so we have a version of the Common Core that's out of Minnesota for social studies, math, and English. We just updated it to the most recent version of Minnesota standards a couple years ago. And for science, we use the next generation science standards, okay, NGSS, and which most United States have adopted. We also, those standards are available. We house them inside of EduNation, and they are aligned to our teaching units, and Muna will talk more detail about that. But our standards for science, math, English, social studies, PE, our core subjects, design, all of these subjects, we have our standards laid out and uploaded into EduNation where they can be accessed and viewed. We also run concurrently the IB diploma program in grades 11 and 12. Okay, so our students, we follow the American curriculum from KG to 12, culminating in an American diploma. But in 11 and 12, we also give our students the option to pursue the IB diploma program. And that has its own curriculum that we obviously train our teachers on. We send our teachers to be trained on that. If they teach the IB diploma program, and our students complete that program, and they will get an IB diploma and an American diploma at the same time. Our pacing, we pace the teaching or the delivery of the curriculum every quarter. Okay, so we set a general pacing at the end of the school year for next year. Okay, and then at the beginning of at every quarter, we have touch points where we adjust the curriculum to make sure that it accurately reflects what's happening on the ground. This is done by our department and in coordination with heads of department and team leads at all of the different schools for ACA. So we meet with heads of departments and team leads, and we adjust the pacing of the curriculum. When Muda talks in more detail about the education, you'll see that the pacing has been incorporated into the LMS itself. Okay. We also we recently updated our design projects as well. I'm not sure if anybody's been hired to teach design, but we have some more exciting projects that we've updated. We started with our first initial set of projects about 5 years ago, and then we just recently did a massive update for one project every grade level to enhance the tech integration and tech skills of our students. Okay. But in addition to our core courses, we also have a lot of supplementary programs that we offer. We have NJAS modules that are basically, if anybody's familiar with junior achievement in the United States, NJAS is basically a Middle Eastern version of junior achievement, and it's actually related to the same company, teaching students entrepreneurial skills. Okay. And those we actually have push-in programs on an elementary level where for about a month, once a week, for about, I think actually 8 sessions, once a week, a volunteer will come in and teach our elementary students entrepreneurial skills. And then for our middle school students, we have workshops that we do, about 3-hour workshops that we do at different points in the school year related to entrepreneurship. We also have our design course, obviously, but we've integrated robotics into grade 6. So we have a whole robotics module in grade 6 for a whole semester where our students learn how to program robots and participate in school competitions. We also have robotics clubs that we also do well, where our students participate and compete against other schools on a national level. And if they win, then they will compete on an international level. We also offer a data science course, which is in partnership with UCLA, who is the University of California, Los Angeles. And they are the ones that design that curriculum, but we have license to deliver that curriculum. We are the only school in the Middle East that offers data science in coordination with UCLA. And this course basically is a supplemental math course. After students finish grade 10 math, they can take it in grades 11 or 12. And in addition to that, we have AI Lab, which is really looking at emergent technologies and allowing students to explore emergent technologies. So we look at quantum computing, we look at AI chatbots and developing chatbots. We look at virtual reality and doing experiments with virtual reality as well. In our digital marketing course, it's just exactly what it is, digital marketing. Our students learn how to use Google Analytics and to develop basically products or websites to see if they can get more hits based upon how they design it and the adaptations that they make in terms of search engine optimization. We also have our IB courses, which we talked about. We offer a full range of IB courses, English, Spanish, French, Arabic, global politics, history, psychology, um, economics, physics, biology, chemistry, and math. These are our IB courses that we offer. We also have VXR integrations that we do, virtual and extended reality experiences that our middle school students do in our knowledge centers, where every student has to have 2 virtual reality experiences in a year at minimum for our middle school students. And so they will go on like tours of ancient Egypt or visiting an ancient library and basically learning how to integrate and use virtual reality in an educational way. Our platform provider for that is Victory XR, which is one of the major educational virtual reality providers. And we have many virtual reality experiences that's aligned to our curriculum. We're also developing a pre-med program, the first of our classes, which will be released in the January of 2027. which will be a course called Principles of Scientific Investigation and Analysis. And this is our grade 9 track, teaching students fundamental skills in interpreting data and data analysis. And there are several courses each year. We'll be releasing another course in our pre-med program. All right, so I'm going to let Muna take the helm.
Okay, but Shahid, you'll be the one scrolling, please. Okay,
Just tell me I do what you say.
Okay. If you can just move to the next slide, please. So now we're going to talk about LMS Edunation, or LMS or Learning Management System. You've been hearing about Edunation, I think, since the moment you were hired. The idea is that Edunation will be your central hub for everything you do, for all of your teaching practices at ACA. So it will house all of your class content in one place. It will house all of the pacing, all of the standards. It will be linked to all of the resources. And as Shahid mentioned, all of the standards are there, our benchmark are there, everything is basically there. So what we did in Edunation is, for the past year, is that we worked on developing 2 different types of classes, and I will go in details in each one of those. The first one is skeleton class, and the second one is a model class. If you can push to the second slide. So the skeleton classes are just basically classes that were developed by experienced teachers at ACA for the past year. So they came together, they developed classes for every single subject that you will teach. And in those skeleton classes or template classes, you will find the pacing, week by week pacing. You will find the like timeline of what you need to do. Weekly, you will find links to the ACA resources and textbooks that Shahid will also go through and explain which are our resources. So everything is linked to our resources. Everything is linked to our standards, and everything is already paced and laid out for you to just come in, add your content and teach it. So that's generally the skeleton classes. So full pacing included, aligned to our resources, and standards are mapped there. We will definitely be training you on the usage of the platform altogether. And just so you know, this is new also for the returning staff. So returning staff have been using Edunation for the past 3 years, but they've only been using it for grading and for reporting attendance. But starting August, everyone is going to be trained, and we're going to do this lift all together to move into the skeleton classes. Now, another layer of this that also our teachers are still working on in summer as well is model classes. So model classes are your content reference. So our project is huge, and this is the first stage of it. So what we're doing is we're having, in addition to everything that is in the skeleton class, we're having teachers and experienced teachers add their content, PowerPoint presentations, activities, worksheets, assessments, everything to help you as new hires coming in to teach any class, to help you for any class that you're teaching, pull in content and teach it if it's like it fits your students' needs and everything. So the idea is that since this is phase 1 and it's still a work in progress, we can say from our part as the curriculum department that this is around 70%. It covers 70% of our recommended content. So you will find, again, PowerPoint presentations, videos, everything, but those do not mandate what you're teaching, but those will be a reference or a detailed teaching blueprint for you. They're not going to be your rigid script for you to take it and just teach it. It will later, once we refine it and we work on it and tune the model classes over the next year. So you're going to get 2 things once you step into the classes in August. You're going to get the skeleton class, which is an empty template that has all of the pacing with week by week pacing and structure. You will have all of the standards linked to each week. You will have each unit, You will also have the units linked to your textbooks, and everything that you need to teach is there. The second layer is you'll also have access to the model classes where content is there. You can pull the content and teach it if you find it fit, and you feel free also to create your own PowerPoint presentations and adapt it as needed to your students. If you can move, Shahid, please. So What's going to happen in August? So in August, you're going to first have access to Edunation. You're going to log in. If you don't have access already, you're going to log in. You're going to get access to the skeleton classes and the model classes for every single course that you teach. For core courses, you're going to have the skeleton class and model class. For elective courses, you're going to only have access to your skeleton class as we develop the model classes throughout the upcoming year. You explore your skeleton class, you understand the pacing, you understand the layout of it. You will also get the model class where, as we said, you're going to pull content and use it as your reference to teach. And that's it. And the next step is that you can, for any feedback or anything that you would want to refine or you think needs change, you will report this to your heads of departments or team leads, depending on which grade level you teach. And that will be channeled to our curriculum team for us to input it and change, make changes if needed for the next phase of the whole refinement. I think maybe if anyone has questions about the LMS, we can take them now. So because it's fresh.
Muna, I think we should go off script a little bit. Can you pull up a model class and show them what it looks like? And then do you have screen sharing capabilities?
Yes, I do. Just give me a second.
Yes, go up and pull a model class and we're going off script here, so bear with us.
Yeah. It's
While Muna's pulling it up, I'll keep on going. And then Muna, when you have it ready, just let me know, okay?
yeah, sure.
So in addition, so Edunation is one of our ed tech resources. And one of the things about ACA is that we are heavy on educational technology integration in a proper way. And we try to provide as many resources as we can that you can use. If anybody has teaching experience in public school in the United States, which is where my background is from, you know that oftentimes there is, a difficulty having enough resources for your students or having the right things. And ACA is very different in that matter, in that we have a lot of resources for teachers and we have a lot of educational technology that we constantly explore. Our department is constantly trying and utilizing educational technology and seeing what's the best that's out there. And we're also open to suggestions as well. And we do pilots throughout the year to make sure that we are in the front running caliber of educational technology. So in terms of educational technology from our textbook resources, we have for English language arts, we have Wonders, okay, which is provided by McGraw-Hill all the way up from KG2 to grade 8. Grade 5. This is so in addition to the physical textbooks, we also have the digital platform where activities, worksheets, digital textbooks can be accessed. And from grade 6 to 12, we have the high school version, which is called Study Sync. In math, we have Reveal Math all the way to grade 8. And then we have a combination of Cengage and McGraw-Hill platforms in grades 9 to 12. In science, we have their platform Inspire Science for grades KG2 to 8. And then we have McGraw-Hill's platform for physical science, biology, chemistry, and physics. And all of this, they have worksheets, they have online activities, worksheets, textbooks, all of these things, in addition to having the physical textbook. In social studies, we do not utilize online platforms for social studies. And the reason why is because of censorship issues with the country, that a lot of the Ministry of Education requires censorship of all of the materials that's delivered. And social studies tends to be chock full of censorship issues that deal with politics and all other types of things. So it's not easy to censor. You can't censor things online very well. So we don't have online resources except in grade 8 for our global issues course, which is developed for the Middle East. And so that has an online platform. So that's for our textbook resources. But we also have software resources as well. We utilize Alphabet, which is an Arabic reading platform for grades. Really, we have Arabic reading platforms for grades KG2 to 8. It's Alphabet in elementary, and then grade 6 to 8 has something called I Read Arabic. Okay, and then we utilize IXL for grades KG2 all the way to grade 10. Okay, every student in grades KG2 to 8 has IXL, and then grades 9 and 10, they're select students based off their MAP scores, which is a type of standardized test that we utilize. Those students have IXL just the lowest 25th percentile. We also have Brain Pop and Magic School. Every teacher has a Magic School account, which is, if anybody's familiar with it, Magic School AI is like a tremendous platform for teachers where they could do lesson planning, utilizing AI, worksheet development, differentiated instruction, all types of things. Dozens and dozens and dozens of things that you can utilize AI to do. PowerPoint makers, everything. Okay, so all teachers have Magic School, and for the teachers that teach data science, they also have access to R Studio, which is a type of statistical analysis platform that's utilized. And we have our teachers train in R Studio before they deliver that course. Muna, are you ready before I go to the next one or no?
It's ready, yes, but the sharing is just taking long. If you can give me a
Keep on
minute.
going.
No,
Okay.
just, خلاص, now I can do it. I can do it now, yeah.
Okay, so then I will stop sharing. Okay, great.
Okay, so this is an example of one of our courses. This is a model class. So you would see that once you get access, okay, something happened, just a second. It just says I couldn't share my content. So if you want to go ahead, maybe it's a connection issue. I'll log out and log back in. Okay.
Okay. This is what happens when I go off script. Been doing a good job. All right. In terms of assessing mastery, um, we have multiple touch points to assess our students' mastery of the curriculum. Obviously, we have our formative assessments, which teachers do on a daily basis. The general, just that the look, looking to see the face of your students in class, for example, or exit tickets, or a quiz or a homework assignment. Okay, all of these are things that we utilize that is actually required in our guidelines is that there must be some type of formative assessment that's delivered to students, homework assignments, classworks, quizzes. Okay, we also have our summative assessments. There's a minimum set of summative assessments that must be delivered to students as well in the form of tests and projects. We also have our benchmark assessments that we do periodically throughout the year, and these are our MAP assessments. MAP stands for Measures of Academic Progress. It's a computer adaptive software that basically adapts to the students' responses to determine, and we use it basically we use MAP testing as a data point in addition to student grades to see where our students are at different touch points in the school year. We do MAP testing in the fall, MAP testing in the winter, and we do MAP testing in the spring. And we take the data, teachers take the data. I mean, our department also takes the data and we triangulate it and use this information to make conclusions about our schools and our district as a whole, but also individual schools use this data to make improvement plans for their schools. Principals use it to make improvement plans for grades. Teachers use it to make improvement plans for their classrooms and students. So we definitely use MAP very purposefully, and we don't just get the results and put them in the drawer, but we actually use them and develop interventions for our students and schools based off of them. We also have
I want to give you
yes.
just a 5-minute warning here.
Okay.
And I'm unable to share. If you could share, please. It did not work.
Okay. And I'm sitting here looking at the presentation and I'm not even
You're not
sharing.
sharing. I'm trying to take over and it's not allowing me.
Okay, so then at this point, Dr. Claire, do you want us to show them the model classes or do you want us to finish the presentation? What's the most important thing to you?
I think it'd be awesome if you gave them as a last part here, the glimpse of a model class. They know what kind of platform
All
they're
right.
going to look at.
So then let me get that for you, okay? Just give me 1 second. I have to log into it. All righty. Okay. Muna, do you have any recommendations?
I would recommend grade 9 math
Okay.
LMS. Okay.
All right. So, okay. So this is an example of a model class. Okay. And what we mean, so this is, you have this whole class right here. Okay. And one of the things that you see when we look at it is that the pacing, so when you receive, okay, so the first thing is you'll get a skeleton and you'll have a model class. So the skeleton will already have the name of the unit, and this name of the unit is aligned to your textbook. It has the start date and the end date of that unit, okay, 31 days, 4 weeks and 3 days. It comes with a unit description, and it comes with what is going to be taught in each week, okay? And it comes with a set, now this is a model class, but what it will come with, the skeleton will have a space for a learning schedule and have a space for video, a space for class activity, a space for PowerPoint, okay? And it has a folder for assessments at the bottom that have quiz, test, or project depending. So with the skeleton or template, what you would do is you wouldn't change the start date, the end date, the unit description. You don't change what's being covered in the weeks. This is all unified across all ACA campuses. The only thing you would do is just plug in material in the appropriate place, and we'll have a training on how to do it. But with a model class, what happens is that the teacher has already developed and plugged in, excuse me, information for you to use. Okay, so that this information you could say, all right, well, this is the PowerPoint that we have for this week. And then there's another PowerPoint that they have, that once you get into the learning material. And so all of this material has been provided for you to use to ease um, your transition to the school. Also, if you look, if I were to go further, this was just a revision, but as we go into actual material, okay, so this is the second unit from October to November. Notice that it actually tells you the pages of the textbooks that will be used. So you're not in the dark about what it is. And in addition to that, what it also has, what you'll be able to see as well, is our actual benchmarks that's aligned to that material as well. This star means this is called a must master. So these are the benchmarks that you have that is aligned. This is our ACA curriculum that's aligned to that material. Okay. And so everything is provided for you. It gives you also a timeline breakdown as well of what it will look like for the entire school year by week. Okay. And that's pretty much what a model class would look like. And so you're not coming in blind. You're actually saying, oh, okay, here's what I'm teaching. These are the page numbers. You can access the curriculum to see how it's aligned to the curriculum. There's PowerPoints providing everything for the model class. So when you get your template next at the beginning of the school year, you'll have the model classes like a locker, and you'll be able to basically pull stuff and copy it over. Okay, so that's how it would work.
Okay, how about this? Shahid and Muna, first of all, we want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you, thank you. And you guys, if you could remain in the meeting, anyone who has questions for Shahid and Muna can put them in the chat and they can answer questions there. And I love Hiba's idea. We'll make sure that we get a video on my U in the next week or two about kind of a just showcase of the LMS platform, maybe a screen recording of things, and we can show that for you so you have longer to kind of interact with it and then watch it there too. But thank you both. Shahid and Muna are hugely important to our school and supporting our school, and they work directly with our principals. So our principals do a lot of the work with teachers when it comes to curriculum and instruction and staff meetings. But a lot of that comes from the source, which is Muna and Shahid. So thank you guys. Okay, I want to turn it over now to Ms. Wala. Wala is here as our HR director, and she is ready to answer any and all questions you may have. Wala, do you have any general updates for people yet? Or
Yeah, sure.
at all? Okay, perfect.
Hi, everyone. As you know, we started issuing work visas. As of now, we have 30 work visas issued. That's about 50% issued so far. The team is working on issuing the rest, and hopefully we'll get them finalized within the next couple of weeks. I am ready for a question. As usual, Priona and Melek are taking care of the chat, so you're welcome to put your questions in there as well. Yes, Amira.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How are you? Doing well. How are you?
Good, good, thank you. I just had a couple questions. So I'm bringing my son over with me, and I'm in the process of sending over my authenticated documents to the Kuwait Embassy. I was just
Mhm.
wondering, does the same apply to my son? Do I have to send in his passport as well, and medical forms and stuff of that nature?
How old is your son?
He's 14.
Okay, so you don't need medical checks for him, but did you go through the section for his civil ID to get the documents that he would need ready?
Okay, so I'm sending those over as well. Everything on that
Yes.
list?
Yes. And double
Okay.
check with registration because I know they ask for transcripts as well if you've reached out to register him at ACA.
Yeah, I'm in contact with them.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
Good.
much.
Sure, you're welcome. Lisa.
Hello, I'll try to make this as
Hi.
fast as possible. Okay, so I understand we're not supposed to book our flights, right? That's done through
Alice, our
HR?
travel agent. Yes. So
Wonderful.
Mohammed will send you guys an email when it's time to
Okay.
contact her, and she'll
Mhm.
book your tickets to Kuwait.
Super. Okay, next question is, when is the deadline? Because I got sick, I'm just a few days behind. So when will be the absolute deadline for sending everything to the embassy?
I advise that you give yourself at least 2 to 3 weeks before you're
Thank
flying
you.
out to Kuwait. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that'll definitely get done. And
Yeah.
just one question. I've been back and forth with the embassy, and I know a lot of our documents say get TB tests. When I called the embassy here in Ottawa in Canada, she said, no, you don't need to. I'm kind of
Then
nervous
that's
about that.
okay. Just
Thank
follow
you.
whatever the embassy has requested.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so and that, oh, do we bring all of our documents with us to Kuwait? Like, you know, the
Yes.
apostolized degrees? Yes. Okay, thank you so
Yes.
much, Bala.
You're welcome. Jason.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Hey, I'm sorry, I feel like this has been asked before, but the medical check, just making sure that what would be the authentication process for that? Because I'll be doing it in a foreign country that's not my home country. So I'm going to be in Malaysia for the summer. So would it be basically a stamped doctor's letter in Malaysia? That would suffice for that.
That depends on what the Kuwait embassy in Malaysia requests. So I would suggest contacting them first and see what they require to approve your work visa.
Okay, that actually ties into my next question. I've been trying to contact the Kuwait embassy in Malaysia. So basically, so as an American, have there been cases of people basically being processed at foreign embassies? Like if I'm American, can I be processed at the Malaysian embassy for my
I've never
legal-
had a new hire in Malaysia. I've had new hires in Asia, somewhere in
Okay.
Thailand and whatnot, and they were able to do the process with no issues there.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sulaiman?
Hi, nice to see
Hi.
you again. In regards to the visa and stuff that needs to be done with the Kuwait embassy, so I received the work visa and I got my degree and stuff notarized. It says also apostolized. Is that not the same thing as notarized, or is that a second step?
Which country are you in again?
The UK.
The UK. I think you require both in the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
Because when I go to the site, the apostolized or the notarizing site, it just says the same thing, just legalization. So it's almost like it's the same thing, not that there's a separate step for apostolized. Is that also just a solicitor's stamp, or is that something separate?
The process is in the summary Mayu. I'm sorry, my brain is blanking right now. I know the process, I just can't
That's
remember
fine.
it at this moment.
No
But
worries.
it's there. It's on that little slide that we have on Mayu.
Yeah. It seems to be that I'm using that slide there, but it seems to be taking me to the same kind of place for the UK. It's just saying legalization, which is the notarizing, but I just couldn't figure out if there's a separate part which is the
If it's taking you to the
apostolizing.
same one, then you're good. So you got that step done, right?
Yes, exactly. And then I need to also
Okay.
put that up onto the site as well, or for where I put up the degree, or do I just bring that with me?
You upload a copy of it on School Spot once the authentication process is done, and you bring everything with you to Kuwait.
Oh, okay, great. And then just one more question was, in regards to the work visa, I did get the work visa, and then also we need to take everything and take it to the Kuwait embassy. Do we also just say that that's to get the work visa finalized, or is there a different
Yes,
type
that's
of?
the very last step. So wait
Mhm.
until everything is ready to be taken to the Kuwait embassy, your educational documents, your background check,
Yes.
your medicals, and you take the whole thing with you to the Kuwait embassy.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Amira, do you still have a question, or is that the? I think it's the old. Okay, Rochelle.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good, good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I just wanted to try and help answer the gentleman's previous question regarding the documentation. So I am from South Africa. I'm obviously doing a transfer from Kuwait schools, but in terms of getting the documents apostolized in that with my country, ours needed to be authenticated at High Court, and then from High Court it got apostolized at their embassy. So I think that might be the same procedure that he would need to do for the UK, where it gets authenticated at a High Court level, and from the High Court it goes to the embassy and they then authenticate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Rochelle. All right. Adina.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness, sorry. I had a question and then I forgot it. But oh, okay. So you said you were issuing work visas. Does that mean like all we need to do on our end is just wait for them? I just want to make sure there's not like a step I'm missing that might cause my work visa to not be issued.
Are you done authenticating your educational documents?
Yes, and I sent them to my HR representative.
Perfect. And you're in the UK?
I'm Canadian originally, so all my documents are in Canada, from
You
Canada,
have
but
your
right
background
now
check
I am, yes,
and your medicals?
my medical is in process right now.
Perfect. So you're just waiting on the visa from our side then.
Yes, okay, awesome, perfect. Thank
Look
you
at
so
you
much.
guys, such overachievers. So proud.
Hi, Wana,
Right.
can I ask Adina a question?
Sure.
Adina,
Sure.
since you're Canadian, I'm Canadian too, and there are a few other people who've been asking. And since you've done your things recently, could you please tell us what is the procedure for the Canadian to authenticate their stuff?
Oh,
Because
Marnouche,
I
the
heard,
process is established on the system. They need to follow the process that we've established on my UN school spot. Yes.
so it's the same as that.
It's the same. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
It's
okay, got
explained
it,
for each
got it.
nationality.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. All right, Peter.
Hi, everybody. So this is my first onboard meeting. I missed the last few. I think maybe I was recruited late. So I've just sent my
Welcome aboard,
documents.
Peter.
Thank you. I've sent my documents, my degree to, I think her name is Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah or Collie. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had them attested. They finished. So there's a bit of confusion. One of the agents I used messed up my police clearance, and I just want to. I heard something I said. I think Rochelle said. So I think there's a difference between having your documents apostilled and then authenticated. And I just want to point
Yes.
out that Kuwait is not part of the Hague Convention,
No.
so unlike China and Japan. So I had my police clearance apostilled, and another agent said to me it's wrong. It has to be notarized and it has to be attested at the Kuwait embassy. So that's the first thing. And the second thing I just wanted to ask, so I'm still waiting for the visa this month. Would it be wise to book the only thing that I'm missing basically is the medical. Would it be wise to book the medical after we've received the visa because it's only valid for 3 months?
I would suggest booking the medicals now because we're trying to get all visas done this month.
Okay. And is
Yeah.
there a high chance that they'll all be finished this month in June? Like
The
everyone's.
visas,
Yes.
you mean? Yeah. Like we literally started on the 1st of June applying,
Oh, that's
and
3
we
days
already
ago.
have 30 issued. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I see. Okay. Oh, that's it. Thank you very much. Okay.
Sure, you're welcome. Any other questions?
Well, there's a few questions here in the chat. One is, what are the requirements for the school authorized signature paper?
This is a residency transfer person, right?
Yes, I don't know, but yeah, Joyce.
Are there requirements for that? You just require the document from us. It's ready to be sent to you. So you just email your HR officer and they'll email it to you if that's what you're asking about.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Ocean, send me an email and I'll look into it. Okay, we have a question here regarding progress for the onboarding process. I'm doing it from Lebanon. I am now working on authentication, my degree and transcript. No, there's nothing else that you can do in Lebanon right now. You guys have to wait until the work visa is issued from our side. All right, I'll jump back into the chat. Malak and Priona, please respond to the messages in the chat. Yes, Peter. Or Ayoko?
Yes.
Oh,
Hi, good
sorry. I
afternoon.
think
Can
I
you hear
forgot
me?
to put my hand down. Sorry,
You're
excuse me.
okay. Yes, Ayoko.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes, hi.
Yes.
Good afternoon. And I'm sorry
Good
if
afternoon.
these questions may have already been asked because I joined a little bit late. I just got out of class. My first
Okay.
question is, does the school have a public relations officer or a government liaison person who can help to facilitate if we're having issues with one of the Kuwait embassies?
Unfortunately, we don't have that access with the Kuwait embassy. Our liaison is with the government and ministries here. I know you've been struggling getting answers from the embassies. Have any of them responded to you?
No, not as of yet. The email address that I had for one of them was incorrect. So I'm waiting to get the new email address. And the other one, the email went through, but I haven't received anything yet.
Okay.
So is there anything either through the Ministry of Education or Foreign Affairs? I don't know how the system is.
No, so the embassies don't fall under the Ministry of Education. They fall with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I've already sent in a question through someone that we know here, and hopefully someone will be able to give us an answer for you. I'm trying my best from here, Ayoko, promise.
Thank you. It's been a struggle, but I hope we get through it. Thank you so much. And my last question for the medical exam, since that's the other thing I need to get done, while I'm waiting to figure out where I can get my visa, does the medical exam have to be done in the same country where you apply for the visa?
Yes, the medical and the background check must be done in the same country.
Ah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, Lisa?
Hello again. I'm
Hi.
just wondering, I'm not trying to catastrophize, but I think we're all doing a good job making sure all the dots are all, you know what I mean, keeping everything tight. If in the case of denials, do they give you a second chance to resubmit forms that might be incorrect, or do you start the process?
Denials, what do you mean?
Like if there's something missing and they say, you know, you're not going to get the visa.
That doesn't usually happen unless
Good.
like you have a block under your name for legal reasons.
Sure.
The whole country. Yeah. It doesn't happen like that.
Okay.
You're okay,
Okay, great.
Lisa.
So
Yeah.
if there's a small detail missing, do they kind of give you a grace period to rectify that?
Yeah. And we usually deal with that when we're applying for your Ministry of Education approval, not necessarily when we're applying for your work visa, you know?
Okay. When does the
Yeah.
Ministry of Education approval happen? Is that after we've arrived?
No, there are two ministry approvals. Right now, the
Mhm.
preliminary approval has been finalized for most of you. This is what we
Oh,
actually
okay.
need from our side to get you a work visa. And then the final approval, it happens after you've landed in Kuwait
Wonderful.
using
Okay.
the original documents that you're bringing with you. Of
Super. Thank you so much, Walla.
course. Yes, Mason.
Yeah, I wanted to give a little bit more information on my situation. You were talking about the medical exam and the background check. Now I'm in Poland right now, but I'm in Malaysia only for 5 weeks.
Okay.
Does that really have any bearing on the decision on what pathway to go when it comes to getting certified?
I would say establish contact with the embassy first.
Okay.
If the process is similar to Thailand, and I hope it is, it's quite straightforward, cheaper, and quick.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's that.
So far that's what I can see. I just wondered basically as an American if maybe I'll just check with the embassy and they'll tell me what I need. So, okay, thank you.
And send us an email if you have any questions or if you hear or don't hear from them.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Sure. Fred?
Hi, yes. I just want to look at a hypothetical. So let's say you get all your documents ready and it goes to the embassy, and for some reason the embassy declines, or there's some issue at the embassy with your documents. What happens then? Does your work visa have to be reissued?
Okay, so there are two cases where the Kuwait embassy will decline your work visa application, and that is an issue with your background check, meaning that there's something in your background check, or your medicals. Otherwise, that's all the embassy that usually pays attention to. If you're clear in both, you'll be okay. The embassy won't reject your
Okay,
application.
so as long as my police clearance certificate and then my medical checks are all good to go,
Yes.
I'm pretty much on a plane to Kuwait.
Yes, you are.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Anytime. Yes, Adina. Adina, you're muted. Okay.
Okay, so sorry.
You're okay.
I'm having problems with the button. I just wanted to ask, I know the school spot says that your background check needs to be like something that's mailed to your house. Is that like a necessary requirement? Like the online version is not acceptable at all?
The online version is not acceptable, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? Amelia.
Hi, I just have one quick question. So when we upload the documents onto School Spot, they should already be the authenticated version, right? Not like the first version that we got. You would
Yes, the
like
second
bring
time around is the authenticated version. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Lisa.
you tired of me yet?
Not
Okay,
yet.
so my
Two more
question
questions.
is, I know, right? I'm surprised there's not like an onload of more questions. Is there, because I think Dr. Claire mentioned there's 2 days where all the new hires arrive. Are there airport pickups, like a shuttle bus for us?
Yeah. Someone will be
super.
there with a sign and a shirt, and Claire
Wonderful.
said she's making flags.
We're making flags,
Okay.
Lisa, so you
Making
can't
flags.
miss us.
Super.
And
Thank you.
I will say, we have a bunch of people here. I saw Hattie is here. There's a bunch of the team that's here, but you guys have known Mohammed as part of onboarding, but Mohammed's team then expands to about 12 people across 4 campuses, and they'll all have ACA shirts right outside of baggage claim and ACA signs. And on the 13th and 14th of August is when all the new hires will come in. And you likely will not be coming in alone, whether it be on a flight or around the same time. We have everything kind of timed so that you'll definitely be there. And we have buses. So we have, whatever luggage you bring will be ready to then take you directly to staff housing. So think about that. When you get picked up from the airport, you go directly to your staff housing. Your onboarding officer will get the keys for you. They'll walk you into their apartment, and inside the apartment, they'll kind of show you all the amenities. And then there will also be a way for you to join the housing WhatsApp group. So the minute that you're there alone, you know that there's also a group you can ask of people that live in the building. Each of our buildings has an RA, a resident assistant, that will also be there already in Kuwait at the time of your arrival. So they're there, especially for new hires who have questions like, I don't know, I can't get on the Wi-Fi, or I don't know where the closest convenience store is, or things like this. They'll be there to help you with that. And then, yes, if you guys get in that Thursday, Friday, Saturday is a one full break day for everyone to kind of breathe for a second. And then Sunday, August 16th, starts our new hire onboarding and orientation. So it'll be a kind of a whirlwind couple of days, but it'll be really good. And Lisa, we hope we're there every step of the way. If you have questions, we've tried to anticipate that and think about it ahead of time.
Great. Thank you. Just a quick last question about the extra baggage. Now I understand if they're booking the flights. I know a lot of the airlines in that area, they just automatically have 2 check cases. Do I need to pay for that at the airport myself, or is that just going to be part of it included?
No, usually the ticket that we book new hires comes with the 2 pieces of luggage and a carry-on.
Yep. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, great.
Of course.
We got about 1 minute left here. Perfect. Well, I'll go ahead.
Suresh, you have a question? You good?
No, I mean, I did have a question. Hello, by the way. Sorry.
Hi.
It's a background check question that I know will probably be a thing, and I just want to clear my mind of it. And so
Sarah already sent me an email, and I told her you're okay. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So proceed.
Oh, I mean, it was just because the background check will show a thing that says that when I was 16 years old in 2003, I was a bad boy. And so I just don't know if, and it just says because it's New Mexico and it was sealed because I was a juvenile. I don't know if that's going to, like, it doesn't
No,
say
that's,
anything.
I've come across this before, and it usually is accepted by the Kuwait embassy.
Inshallah.
So you already belong. You're okay.
Cool. Great.
Okay, I want to just say it's 9 a.m. my time. I don't know what time it is in the world, wherever you are in the world, but we're on the hour. So I will give some follow-up here. Number 1, if you have any further HR questions, you can message your HR officer on MyU, or you can send them an email. I saw emails going in the group chat today. Number 2, if you have questions about curriculum and instruction, you now have officially met Mr. Shahid and Ms. Muna. We'll make sure that we get something on MyU about that as well. And as they said in the chat, when you come, you'll have a lot of onboarding to our systems in person. So don't worry about learning too much of the electronic and resource systems outside of the in-person experience. And number 3, continue to stay connected on MyU. We're going to have an onboarding meeting or a live meeting like this in July. And that meeting will be our big meeting to kind of prep you for coming into Kuwait. But for right now, know that work visas are getting issued and are continuing to be issued. So if you haven't gotten that, it's okay. We'll continue with the process. And flights will be booked by the school. We have not started that process yet. So just hold tight a little bit. That typically in our cycle doesn't happen until the end of June or middle to end of June. Otherwise, thank you so much, everybody. We will stick around for any last minute questions, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a phenomenal time.
Thank you.
Thank you.